Hey guys, welcome back to theclinicaltrialsguru.com. Again, it's theclinicaltrials.guru. Here's how this works if you're new. First of all, subscribe to YouTube, subscribe on the blog. You send me a question, I'll send you an answer. It's as simple as that. Dan at theclinicaltrialsguru.com is the best way to get a question to me, or just about any social media network in the history of mankind. I'm on it, so you can send me your questions that way. If you'd like, I will keep you completely anonymous. Today's question comes from someone who's building a medical device and wants to know what the process is for funding, clinical trial phases, FDA approval. So let me read you the question, and then I'll kind of give my opinion on and advice on his issue. It says, "Hey Dan, I'm an associate of mine and I have been working on a new design for a rehabilitation treatment device. When I inquired about purchasing requirements through my local hospital, I was informed that purchases are only made with equipment which is FDA approved. FDA requires a clinical trial that could cost $60K to $100K. It actually could be a lot more than that. And is facilitated through a large entity such as a hospital or university." And also not true. "The process for completing the device is currently on hold. We aren't even sure that upon completing a clinical trial, we would be FDA approved, or if any clinic would even purchase the device. I have heard that there may be grants that may cover the cost of the clinical trials. The path of getting funding, clinical trial, and FDA approval is new to me. I have spent my career treating patients. Any advice for directions would be helpful." So here's the thing. Without knowing much of the details in regards to your device, there are different ways you can go about this, okay? You can either go the private industry-sponsored route, where you're going to have to pony up all the costs yourself without getting grants, or if your device is going to be treating a specific disease population, specifically orphan diseases, okay, then you can possibly get grants through the National Institutes of Health or several nonprofit research organizations that work on those specific types of research and treatment options for those diseases. So that's one of the two directions you can take this. One, the good thing about the orphan drugs is not only do you get a faster FDA approval, it's kind of like a fast track. So think of it like a toll road. Instead of waiting in line, you go on the fast track, but you have to get approval for that. And then the funding's also good because you can get grants from the NIH or from these different nonprofits. All right, now if it's more of a traditional clinical trial that does not qualify as an orphan disease, you will have to go the industry-sponsored trial route. And there are different ways you can do this. You can fund the whole project yourself, and it's going to be more than $60K to $100K. Let me just tell you that. You can partner with a drug company or a biotech, or you can even partner with a CRO and have them share some of the costs while they take over the entire clinical research and development process for you. Of course, if they do that, you're going to have to split the royalties should anyone buy your device. So the reason it's going to cost you more than $60K to $100K is you got to have a protocol. You got to at least start with one study. You're going to have to start in the phase 1, which is the healthy volunteers. So let's say your device is for asthma, okay? And I don't know what your device is for, but let's assume it's for asthma. You're going to do the study first, the phase 1 study on healthy volunteers. That's going to take anywhere from 3 months to a year to gather all the data and analyze it on healthy volunteers. Okay, so you get the data on what side effects, if any, this device causes and how safe it is before you can even move on to phase 2, 3, and 4 studies in which the actual targeted population, the asthmatics in this case, would be enrolled in the trials. So each one of these phases, depending on how many clinics you use and what's a statistically significant N number that you'll need, N meaning total population, for the study. So do you need a study with 100 participants? Do you need one with 200? You're going to need to first talk to the FDA about this. Ask them what they recommend. Then you're going to have to get the protocol approved through the FDA. I have contacts who can help you. I've actually helped someone in a similar situation as yours, and if you email me, I can lead you in the right directions. So each phase is different. Each phase will require a different protocol and bigger sample sizes. And that doesn't, even then, it doesn't guarantee FDA approval, and it may take 7 to 10 years for you to get FDA approval. Now, your hospital was saying that they want something that's FDA approved, but that doesn't mean that other places, that doesn't mean you don't have any customer base for your potential product. Alright, so you can either partner with someone, which is what I would recommend, partner with a CRO or a biotech or a pharma company, or see if you can actually sell this device without, much like supplement companies do. There's no medical claims here, but you'd be willing to sell it to, I don't know, a physical therapist or someone who may be interested in using it in his or her private practice. And again, I don't know the legalities of that. I don't know if that's considered legal or not, or ethical or not, if you're using a device that's not FDA approved for a certain procedure. And again, I don't know enough details, so details do matter, and I can refer you to the right people for that. But that's the route I would go. I would not, especially if you don't already have a solid customer base in mind, if it's just your hospital that's going to purchase this device, it's not going to be worth all your investment, all your financial investment and time investment, and you're going to need to dedicate some real working hours to this. However, if you think there's a big opportunity for this device, for this product, I would partner with a CRO or a biotech or a pharma company, and let me know if you need some suggestions. I can also try to lead you in the right direction there. So there's a lot of ways you can go with this. There's a lot of ways that this can fail. A lot can go wrong. If you do try to get FDA approval, it can fail in any of the phases, in between any of the phases, or you can run out of funding. There's no guarantees, as opposed to partnering with someone where at least the financial obligations are given to someone else in exchange for a cut of the royalties. Or you can go the private route and not have FDA approval and not make any medical claims. But then again, I don't know enough specifics to know whether this is actually legal to do with what you're trying to do. So hopefully this helps. This is just kind of some general, very general advice, and I am no attorney. Some very general advice on how you can, the different options and business applications that you can do with your device, and there's a whole number of different routes you can go. So I'm just kind of trying to give you a brief overview of this. Hopefully it helps. Keep your questions coming in. Dan@theclinicaltrialsguru.com. Dan@theclinicaltrialsguru.com. Take care.